Welcome to Athletic Every Day, day number 2. Today's workout was 5x8 back squats, high bar, 3 sets of 10 single leg RDLs, and 3 sets each leg, about 7 reps of Bulgarian split squats. Overall, today's squats felt okay. My mobility wasn't as good as I wished it could have been, but it's not as bad as it has been in the past, and it's a lot better than it used to be, which is promising. Something I need to work on within these squats is definitely how I load my hips. I feel like I have a little slight hip shift on some of these reps here, but I feel like that's more of a fault of how I actually load my hips themselves than just a pure mobility issue. Also, I feel like my shoulders are not quite lined up how they should be. If you look in the video, it looks like just a little bit off on the front angle shots. The depth on these I was pretty happy with. It could have been better, but granted I'm not using heel elevation and it's a high bar technique. I was more than happy with this. These were at 140, progressed from last week. I think these were about 2 reps RIR, 2 reps in reserve. Wasn't going all out, super hard or anything, but 5 sets is a lot of volume, and that will hopefully help prepare me for later stages of the program where I'm going heavier and going more intense. To be honest, I'm not totally sold on these single leg RDLs. Maybe I just don't have the form down perfectly yet, but I tend to feel them most in my lower back as an isometric contraction than anything else. But I feel like where most of the benefit comes, at least with the current form I use, is upper hamstring resiliency. I've had a history of injuries in that area of my body, so that will hopefully help me prevent against some injuries when I'm doing things like bounding and sprinting and things of that nature. Overall, I think my squat mobility I need to work on more, work on sitting in more deep squats. Also, learning how to load my hips better. Not quite sure how I'm going to execute that, but I just need to frequent mobility more. I was planning to do Nordics today, but I think the solution for that is to do my hip flexion training in Nordics on Wednesday, um, during my plyometric type day, because I consider those more of speed-based movements. Uh, I don't understand people who can squat in a thicker soled shoe. I've found that to be miserable in most ways. Barefoot shoes I can understand, but I just prefer in socks like you're seeing in the video. It just helps me stabilize my foot. I feel like I'm on, I don't know, Bosu ball or something whenever I squat in my running shoes. So that's definitely something I'm going to keep. I wish I could do it everywhere, but I have a home gym in the making, so hopefully my footwear won't be a concern uh, at later dates. Overall, the weight on the squats today moved pretty well. Um, I increased 5 pounds over last week. I think I did see some marginal improvement in my squat, but hopefully, when I am front squatting later this week on Thursday, that will benefit from this because I think eventually I'm going to get some Olympic weightlifting shoes or attempt to, and that will make it more of a knee dominated movement. So the front squats will, help with that. Bulgarian split squats have got to be one of my favorite leg exercises of all time. You don't need much weight. I mean, these are 30-pound or 25-pound kettlebells in each hand. Um, so it's not a ton of weight again, but you can get a great workout. And the main grievance I have against them is you can't get quite as deep as you can on a squat. You can't get as much range of motion on the quads and glutes and things of that nature, but they're super accessible and super easy on the joints. One issue I have with these is I kind of load up my back foot too much, and I kind of get a little pop at the bottom from my back leg, which isn't ideal, but it's hard to do these in shoes. Just it adds instability and a little bit of uncertainty. But that's another reason why this exercise is a gem in my opinion is because it's very hard to get injured. I mean, have you ever heard of someone getting injured while doing a Bulgarian split squat or rear foot elevated lunge? Like, I've never even heard of it. I think you'd have to be pretty talented to manage that. Overall, this workout felt pretty good. Um, I think, I don't know, I feel like I still have that issue with hip shift, and I can't figure out quite why that is, but I'm gonna, again, look to mobility and look to like slow tempo squats. Maybe I can incorporate that as part of my warm up. And then I feel like just getting more practice with the movement, lighter loads, maybe at home, just grabbing a barbell and just sitting down in a squat might help with not only my mobility, but also my control. So that might be something I start adding in, or on recovery days, just doing slow tempo, empty bar squats, just to get control and practicing that range of motion. But that's about it for today. Have a good one.